Pain is one of the most misunderstood forces in life. Most people run from it, try to numb it, escape it, or bury it beneath distractions, addictions, or denial. But the truth is, pain is not here to destroy you. Pain is not some curse that fell on you by accident. It's not a punishment for being weak. Pain is a teacher. It is a messenger carrying lessons that no easy road can deliver. And the ones who learn how to sit with it, to listen to it, to wrestle with it and still stand, that's where real growth happens. That's where transformation is born. When life hurts, when people let you down, when doors close, when everything you thought you could count on falls apart, you're not just suffering. You're being shaped. That pressure you feel is molding something in you that comfort never could. It's in the struggle where strength is forged. Muscles don't grow without resistance. Diamonds don't form without pressure. Gold isn't purified without fire. So why do we believe that our spirits are any different? Think about the most painful moments in your life. Not to dwell, not to relive, but to reflect. Those moments hold something that ease and success never could. They hold a mirror to who you were and who you're becoming. You see, pain exposes your weaknesses, but it also introduces you to your strength. It shows you what you're made of. It pulls away every mask, every excuse, every comfort zone, and asks you a simple question. Who are you when it hurts? Most people try to escape that question. They rush to heal wounds that haven't been understood. They chase temporary peace while avoiding the permanent growth that pain is offering them. But if you stop and feel the pain, really feel it, you'll find out something powerful. You'll find clarity. You'll see what matters and what doesn't. You'll recognize who's for you and who never was. You'll understand what needs to change and what must stay. Pain has a way of cutting through the noise. When you're in pain, the fake falls away. The distractions lose their power. The voices that once held you back get quieter. Pain simplifies life. It puts you face to face with what's real. And in that raw place, there is an opportunity to rebuild, to reinvent, to rise. But that can only happen if you choose to use the pain. Not carry it as a burden, not wear it as a badge of shame, but use it. Use it as fuel. Use it as fire. Use it as evidence that you're still here, that life hit you but didn't stop you. Use it as your reminder that you've endured what others would have folded under. Every scar you carry is proof that you survived. And survival is not weakness. It's a foundation. Some of the strongest people you'll ever meet are the ones who've walked through fire. And they didn't just come out the other side, they came out transformed. Not because the pain magically disappeared, but because they decided it wasn't going to be wasted. They let it build them. They let it strip away what wasn't serving them. They let it turn them into someone who doesn't break the same way, twice. See, when you go through pain and you learn from it, you become dangerous to the things that used to break you. The same storm that knocked you down before can come again, but you won't fall the same way. You've got different roots now. You've got experience. You've got a memory of what it feels like to hurt, but also what it feels like to rise. And that memory becomes a weapon. It becomes motivation. It becomes your why. This world tries to teach us that pain is something to hide, but there is no shame in hurting. The shame is in pretending you're fine when you're not. The real power is in feeling every ounce of that pain and still choosing to move forward, choosing to grow, choosing to fight. That's what makes you unbreakable. Not avoiding pain, but learning how to navigate through it and come out stronger. You weren't built for a life without challenges. You were built to overcome them. You were built to turn struggle into strength. Pain isn't the end. It's a signal that something deeper is happening. It's often the beginning of a new version of you. And the version of you that's born from pain, that version doesn't fear failure the same way. That version doesn't need validation. That version stops seeking comfort and starts seeking purpose. Purpose is often birthed in the middle of pain. The moment you thought would destroy you becomes the exact moment that defines you. It becomes your testimony, your story, your foundation. But only if you let it. Only if you stop running from the pain and start walking with it. Start asking it what it came to teach you. Start listening to the voice beneath the noise that says, "This isn't the end of you, this is the beginning." So many people waste their pain. They pretend it didn't happen. They numb it with distractions. But if you lean in, if you stop trying to numb it and start learning from it, you'll find out that pain carries a message. It's not here to leave you broken. It's here to wake you up, to pull you into the next level, to strip away what's fake and reveal what's true, because when it hurts the most, that's when the breakthrough is closest. Don't let pain make you bitter. Let it make you better. Let it soften what needs to be softened, and strengthen what needs to be strong. Let it stretch your capacity to endure, to love, to lead. Let it teach you how to stand tall even when your heart is heavy. Let it show you that you can bleed and still build, that you can cry and still climb. You don't have to love the pain, but you do have to respect what it can do. You have to acknowledge that it's not random, that there's something divine in your struggle, something sacred in your suffering, that the same pain meant to destroy you can become the very thing that sets you free, but only if you choose to use it, only if you stop hiding from it and start learning from it, only if you decide to turn that pain into purpose. Pain is a language the world often understands but rarely acknowledges. It shows up in silence, in sleepless nights, in rejection, and in the quiet moments when no one else is around. It isn't just an emotion. It's a reminder that something happened, that something hurt, that something mattered enough to leave a mark. Most people spend their lives trying to escape pain, numb it, run from it, or forget it. But the truth is, pain was never meant to destroy you. It was meant to shape you. There's a reason pain feels so sharp. It cuts through the noise. It awakens something inside that comfort could never reach. Comfort makes you settle. Pain makes you move. When you're broken, that's when your soul starts to speak. That's when you stop making excuses and start making changes. Pain is the great amplifier. It pushes you past the limits you thought you had. It drags you beyond the edge of who you used to be and demands something greater, something bolder, something relentless. Every time you felt like quitting but didn't, pain was there. Every time you cried alone because nobody understood what you were fighting, pain was right beside you. And every time someone told you that you weren't good enough and that voice in your head screamed to prove them wrong, that was pain, whispering, "Get back up." It wasn't weakness, it was the beginning of your rebirth. People underestimate what pain can do when it's given a purpose. When you channel it, when you stop letting it define you and start letting it drive you. Pain isn't just suffering. It's information. It's direction. It tells you what needs to change, what you need to leave behind, what you're still holding on to, and what's waiting on the other side of the fire. Most people avoid the fire. But you walk into it knowing that it's not there to burn you, it's there to refine you. You have to stop seeing pain as a punishment. It's not punishment, it's preparation. You weren't handed that struggle by accident. You weren't chosen to carry that weight for nothing. There's something on the other side of that suffering that only you can access, if you refuse to give in. There's a lesson in every heartbreak, every betrayal, every failure. Not the kind of lesson that comes from books or lectures, but the kind that carves itself into your character. The kind that cannot be taught, only earned. And if you're lucky enough to have felt real pain, the kind that shakes your faith, the kind that shatters your plans, then you've also been given the chance to find out who you really are. Not the version of you that smiles for the world, the one that survives in the dark when no one's watching. That version, the one forged in fire, that's the real you. And once you meet that version of yourself, you don't go back. You don't settle. You don't tolerate small thinking or empty excuses. When you feel pain, don't bury it. Don't hide from it. Sit with it. Let it show you what needs to be built. Let it show you what you've ignored, what you feared, and what you're capable of enduring. Because once you've endured pain and still chosen to grow, nothing can stop you. You become untouchable. Not because you don't feel, but because you've already felt the worst and survived. You become the kind of person who doesn't run from the storm. You are the storm. Every person who has ever achieved something truly great has known pain. Deep, soul-crushing pain. But they didn't stay there, they used it. They turned that pain into hunger, into fire, into a vow that no one would ever control their worth again. And that's what separates the average from the unstoppable. Not talent, not luck, but what they do with their pain. It's easy to smile when everything's going right. But true power is found when you can still rise when everything is going wrong. When you can still believe in your vision, even when your heart is broken. When you can still take the next step even when your legs feel like they're going to give out. That's where greatness is born, not in ease, but in resistance. So when the world gives you pain, take it personally. Use it. Let it drive you into deeper focus, sharper discipline, and unshakable self-belief. Let it remind you why you started. Let it be the fuel for every early morning you grind and every late night you refuse to quit. Let it be the reason you show up even when motivation disappears. Because pain doesn't need your permission to enter your life, but it needs your permission to define it. You get to decide what pain becomes. Does it become your excuse or your execution? Does it become your prison or your platform? It's your choice. And the moment you decide that pain will not break you, but build you, is the moment everything changes. That's when you stop waiting for perfect conditions and start creating perfect resolve. That's when you stop letting what hurt you hold you back and start using it to push you forward. Don't forget what it felt like when you were broken. Don't forget what it felt like to be dismissed, overlooked, underestimated, because that pain carries energy. And when you use that energy with intention, it becomes power. It becomes a declaration to the world. I didn't come this far to stop. I didn't survive all of that to play small. I didn't suffer through hell just to settle in the shadows. You weren't meant to be ordinary, you were meant to be forged. And fire doesn't apologize for burning, it's supposed to. Because it knows that only through burning can something be made new. Let your pain refine you. Let it cleanse you of fear, of doubt, of hesitation. Let it become the proof that you were stronger than every moment that tried to break you. Let it remind you that pain wasn't the end, it was the beginning of your rise. They said the pain would destroy you, that it would crush your spirit, steal your voice, silence your purpose. But here you are, still standing. That pain, yes, that pain, is not your weakness. It's your weapon. It's the fire that forges you. Most people spend their lives running from pain, hiding from discomfort, pretending like they're fine when they're breaking on the inside. But you're different. You're learning to use the pain, not to be defined by it, but to be driven by it. You see, pain is the most honest teacher you'll ever meet. It doesn't lie. It doesn't sugarcoat the truth. It doesn't pat you on the back and tell you everything will be okay. Pain tells you who you are at your core. When the lights go out, when the crowd is gone, when your phone stops ringing, and you're left alone with your thoughts, pain whispers, "What are you made of?" You might have been rejected. You might have been abandoned. Maybe someone looked you in the eyes and told you you weren't good enough. Maybe they laughed behind your back or left you when you needed them most. That hurt is real. That ache you carry in your chest when you wake up in the morning, that's not weakness. That's your reason. Your reason to rise. Your reason to push. Your reason to build something so unstoppable that nobody ever questions your value again. The pain isn't your enemy. It's your evidence. Evidence that you cared, that you tried, that you loved deeply, gave fully, and lived honestly. If you feel pain, it means you still have something inside you that refuses to quit. You still have fight. So don't numb it. Don't suppress it. Don't pretend you're not bleeding. Look at your wounds. Sit with them. Understand them. Because every scar has a story, and every story has the power to inspire not just your next step but someone else's. There will be people who tell you to move on, to let it go, to forget. But forgetting doesn't make you stronger. Ignoring doesn't make you healed. You have to feel it. You have to taste the bitterness of betrayal, the sting of failure, the hollow silence of loneliness. Not to drown in it, but to learn from it, to rise through it. Because once you've survived that storm, nothing can shake you the same way again. That pain is fuel. It's the voice in your head that whispers, "Keep going," when everything in you wants to stop. It's the fire in your chest that says, "I remember how they made me feel, and I will never let that define me again." It's what separates the fragile from the focused, the quitter from the conqueror. While others flinch in the face of adversity, you've learned to stand taller, stronger because you've already walked through worse. There will be nights when the world is silent, and your thoughts are loud. Memories will resurface. Doubt will knock. Pain will show up uninvited, just like it always does, but now you don't fear it. You recognize it. You use it. You take that pain and turn it into practice. Turn it into reps, into steps, into strategy. You take that pain and let it remind you who you vowed to become when you were at your lowest. This journey you're on, it's not about comfort. It's about conviction. It's about proving to yourself that you can build something beautiful from brokenness, that you can rise without resentment, that you can heal and hustle at the same time. You weren't given pain to make you bitter. You were given pain to make you better. And when the world asks how you did it, how you kept going when the odds were stacked, how you held on when everything was slipping, remember this. You used the pain. You didn't wait for someone to save you. You didn't beg for a lifeline. You looked your situation dead in the eye and said, "This won't be the end of me." Every time someone told you no, you turned it into a reason to keep going. Every time you felt overlooked, you trained harder. Every insult became a repetition in your mental gym. Every failure became feedback. You stopped asking, "Why me?" and started saying, "Watch me." That's what separates those who just survive from those who rise. It's not the absence of pain, it's the use of it. You turned your hurt into hunger, your loss into leverage, and your suffering into strategy. So when the pain shows up again, and it will, don't fear it. Welcome it like an old friend, because it's never there to destroy you. It's there to sharpen you, to challenge you, to remind you of what you're capable of becoming when you stop running from what hurt you and start building with it. Pain was never your enemy. It was always your power.